welcome everyone to PSWF Adrenaline, our Summer Slam pay-per-view, and the last one for a little bit of a hiatus. I'm one of your co-hosts, Jeremy Culver, aka Darcy, and right here in Orlando, Florida, joining me is Kyle, the glorious Gloria, and Kawu once again. Kawu, how are you doing?
I am a fan, freaking-tastic. This pay-per-view is about to be nuts. I'm excited. I'm ready to get the ball rolling.
Kyle, how about yourself, man?
I am ready for this. We have a jam-packed show here tonight, and I'm ready for it all. And I mean, so many things can happen tonight, and I'm stoked for this.
Yes, so many things can happen tonight, and as Kyle just said, we have 9 matches on this card. This is going to be, of course, our longest pay-per-view in history, and of course, that is because we will be taking a hiatus after this episode for my upcoming moves. So every wrestler here on the PSWF locker room will be debuting or showing up or whatever. They're going to be fighting tonight on this episode, so get ready for all of that, and we are opening up with a match that could very well be one of the matches of the night or being one of the title changes we might have for the night. Kawu, tell us a little bit about it.
So tonight we have a match between the Thomas Dynasty and Bare Arms for the tag team titles. This match is going to be crazy. It's been brewing for a while, with Bare Arms just crawling through the ranks of the tag team division and beating the Animal Kingdom to get here. And, you know, no other tag team right now deserves this chance.
Yeah, it's been a crazy set of circumstances. Kyle, of course, you have been touting the train of Thomas Dynasty being a heel around here, and they've suffered some recent losses. So, Kyle, what is your thoughts as we head into this matchup?
I will agree with Kawu here on one thing. They do deserve to be here. Bare Arms, like, I mean, what they have done and accomplished to get here, 100% agree. They've worked their butts off, and they're here to take the titles from those that claim that they're faces of the PSWF, but we all know it, we all see it. They clearly are not.
Well, we have seen some things that are coming from them that could, of course, be teetering on that heelish line, but will they do that here tonight to try to keep those titles? Because, again, speaking about what's been happening lately, KT lost to Bear Magnum. Now, he did destroy Bear Magnum in a last man standing match. However, when it came to the tag match, Bare Arms comes out with a victory. Again, Bear Magnum has beaten KT, and then Bear Grylls beat Kawu last week. So, Kawu, how are you feeling about this whole circumstances heading into it and seeing this rise, as you talked about, from Bear Arms to climb their way to this title shot?
It seems that the X factor in this match is Bear Grylls. You know, Bear Grylls has pretty much had the hot hand this whole time, and he seems to be the Thomas Dynasty kryptonite. And we'll just see if the Thomas Dynasty are going to put together some type of tactic to keep him out the ring, and they just whomp on Bear Magnum.
Yeah, that's going to be something that we'll have to see how these two tag teams decide to unfold their match here. Everybody always comes in with a game plan. You scout, you do what you can to try to come out on top. And so far in the other matches, of course, non-title matches, that Bare Arms have been finding the edge in that factor. But we're talking about the tag team champions. And there is a reason they're the tag team champions, is because when the moment matters most, that's when they come out on top. It's why they have that title. So, Kyle, what do you think Bear Magnum needs to do, Bear Arms needs to do to make sure they're the ones coming out with the title this time?
Honestly, just be ready. Keep with the script. Keep with what you are doing. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And right now, they have the Thomas Dynasty's number, and I feel like they will continue this and take him out. Just be ready, because you know the mist or something's coming out of the Thomas Dynasty. Just be ready for it, and you can take this.
Well, and I will say, of course, there is that champion's advantage, because if it ends in a disqualification, Thomas Dynasty continues to hold the title. So that will be interesting to see if they'll dig deep to do that. So, Kyle, I got to ask you, do you think Thomas Dynasty would do something like that just to keep hold of the titles in their hands?
I don't know. I don't think so, but we'll see. We've seen crazier things happen here in the PSWF.
No.
Yeah, we have seen a lot of crazy things, including something that happened last week. So if you hadn't checked out last week's episode, make sure you go check it out now. But Kyle Wu, just tell me about what you think Thomas Dynasty needs to do to make sure they're the ones with their hands raised at the end of this.
They just got to work together as a tag team, make sure they come in and not rely on trusting on each other's resilience, and just coming in and being that mosquito, similar to how Bill Gates was in that triple threat tag match that he had with Kyle Wu. And if them two work together and constantly do that, they're not going to lose, because every match that we've seen them do that, they have not lost.
They have been, of course, one of the hardest teams to knock down. It's why, of course, they're the ones holding the tag belts, the only one to hold the tag belts here in the PSWF. And now it is time to see, will they continue to be that case? We are getting things underway here for the tag titles, as you see here on the screen right here in Orlando for our Summer Slam event. And I know that everyone is ready for this, so we're going to listen to the announcers. The crowd is ready and set to go. Thomas Dynasty handing those belts over to our ref, who is going to be showing, again, that is what we are here to fight for. Wu will be walking out as the tag titles in hand, and of course, Bear Grylls and Kyle Wu get things started here. The bell has rung, and it's time to get things underway. And right away, Kyle Wu goes for the arm with a good backdrop there to get things going. And this could be the aggression that Kyle Wu wants to bring after he lost to Bear Grylls last week, Kyle Wu.
For sure. Kyle Wu pretty much, I spoke with Kyle Wu, and he said that he's going to just be aggressive, make sure whichever one is in the ring, they're just going to keep them away from each other and play keep away and just kind of double team and just keep stuff going. But to go back to what you mentioned about referees, it looks like we got a new ref here this weekend.
We do have a new ref here this weekend. Of course, our normal ref has been put on suspension after what happened last week, so we will see, of course, how this changes things here in the PSWF. But right away, Kyle Wu getting KT in as he goes for the pin right after all that little bit of damage that went on to Bear Grylls, only getting a 1 count. And KT is surprised that is only a 1 count, Kyle.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you're not going to finish them off that quickly, but I will give it to the Thomas Dynasty there, keeping Bear Arms in the corner to keep fresh arms in here. But we got Magnum coming in now, and we'll have to see what this little rivalry that has brewed turns out.
Yeah, this has, of course, turned into a rivalry that somewhat sparked this whole chain of events. Now, Bear Arms, of course, have won their way up into this tag team title shot, but Bear Magnum, fought KT in a singles match and ended up getting a loss because he grabbed for the rope and it was not counted. Then he beat KT, and then KT beat him, and now that's what led all this into perspective. KT going for the pin and only able to get a 1 count off of this. But that is, as you kind of said, Kyle, what sparked this whole thing. But again, give credit where credit is due. Bear Arms did their part to make sure that they were in the contention for this title. And it looks like so far, though, Thomas Dynasty is trying to show, hey, this is why we're the title holders, because Bear Arms have not been able to find an answer, Kyle Wu.
Yeah, not at all. And they're doing a good job of keeping fresh legs and just laying waste to who's ever in the ring and then tagging out and just trying to keep them isolated away from their partner. And, they're wearing them down a little bit with the pin, because it takes a lot to throw another full man's weight off of you. So that is another tactic that they're using to wear them down from the looks of it.
Yeah, and it looks like it is working in their favor. Bear Magnum trying to get up and get something going, but KT just right there with a big clothesline, just lifting Bear Magnum from the ground. Oh, and a standing senton bomb there onto Bear Magnum as well. KT going for the pin, get only a 1 count again, and Kyle Wu, he's jumping it. Never mind. I think he got a little confused there, but he is back on the side, but KT was taunting there, and now that is the opening maybe that Bear Magnum needed, just planting his face off the ground off of that disrespectful move.
Definitely needed there. And I will say, though, if I'm the ref, I hope he checked underneath the wraps of Cal Wu and Thomas Dynasty, the arm bands and stuff, because I wouldn't be surprised if they have anything underneath those, giving a little bit of extra impact there.
Ooh, and Cal Wu comes in to break up that pinfall at a 2, and he is putting some work onto Bear Magnum. Bear Magnum trying to get over to his corner, getting Bear Grylls really trying to get there, and KT decides to taunt again.
Oh, but KT still got him. Punched him in the face. Is that a pump handle slam? Oh!
Ooh, that is quite the splash there. I have not really seen that from KT in recent weeks. Oh, but Bear Magnum able to kick out before even a 1 count.
Mm-hmm.
That looks pure adrenaline there.
For sure, because he popped up before they even started counting. Cal Wu comes in and gives a little taunt. And then he turns around and starts handling business. He he understood how much time he had, and he continues to work on the arms of Bear Magnum. And he pinned him like that.
Bear Grylls is really just wanting to get in this ring, but Bear Magnum has not been able to make his way over there from Thomas Dynasty, just continuing to put work in. Oh, and Cal Wu goes with the slam with the headlock right there. Oh, but Bear Grylls able to kick out. And he went after KT, but Cal Wu with the RKO.
And now he's stalking him. Spins him around, knees to the face, clothesline.
Wow. And goes right in for the tags. KT comes in for the pin. We get a 2 count. Oh, but Bear Magnum able to kick out. But Bear Magnum is by himself now because Bear Grylls is outside the ring. Oh, but Bear Magnum with the good reversal there, but he has no one to tag in. And now he's just got to put the work in himself. Oh, but he tosses KT outside the ring.
That's a good move in my opinion there. Get him out of the ring. Get yourself rested up a little bit here. Get yourself just a little bit relaxed and have a moment to yourself to try to get things back going.
Oh, and he comes in, decides to go out after KT and gets thrown into the side there, but KT taunting again, and it ends up proving difficult for him because Bear Magnum gets something going. And now Bear Magnum taunts off of it.
Oh, KT dodged the kick, returning strikes. Ooh, squared him up, grabbed him, and what is he gonna do? Is he gonna plant his face off the apron? And he does.
Yeah, we're at a 6 count right now, 7.
This is the champion's advantage. A count out does mean that KT and Cal Wu will retain the titles. And Bear Grylls again reaching for that, saying, dude, get me in. And Bear Magnum just continues to not be able to get to the ropes. KT going for the pin, and Bear Grylls comes in to break it up. What is going on here? Cal Wu inside the ring, Bear arms. Oh, and Bear arms with the double move there. Oh, and Bear Magnum. Bear Magnum and KT, they just throw each other's teammate out.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, this Bear Magnum is countering KT. He grabs KT from behind. Ooh, knees him in the back.
What a good drop there.
Good whiplash from that rope into that knee too to give a little bit more of a impact.
Yeah, and then a head stomp right after that. And Cal Wu is on his feet. Bear Grylls is on the side. But Bear Magnum is gonna go for the pin instead of the tag. Again, Bear Magnum has been in the ring for quite a bit.
Wow.
Whoa!
Where the hell is Cal Wu at? Wow. Cal Wu just stood outside and just watched. What happened with that match?
We have new tag champions. What a
Deservedly
change.
so as well. Look at that. See, Thomas Dynasty, this is how you win cleanly. How you take titles clean. They don't know how to do that. Their first time winning any belt was obviously from some green mist. And here we see Bear Arms, a true tag team in this division, taking it cleanly.
I knew that you would be happy off of this, Kyle. You have
Of course
been
he
on
is.
the backside of Bear Arms for this entire ride as they have risen to claiming the titles, and they are now walking out as our new tag champions. Kyle Wu, give me your thoughts after seeing what just unfolded there.
I don't know. It looked like Cal Wu was confused. He literally just sat outside, never touched the apron. When the tag was going on, or when the count was going on, he never slid in. He was still outside on the floor. I don't know what was going on with that. That's something that we're gonna have to talk to Cal Wu about after tonight's match. After tonight's pay-per-view.
Very well what could have been the case is that powerbomb slam from Bear Magnum outside the ring maybe had Cal Wu a little shook. He just did not come to his senses in time to realize that the pin was going on, because obviously if you're in a concussed state like that, you may not, of course, know exactly where you are as you get up there, and that could very well be the case. But we have to give credit where credit is due. Bear Arms are our new champions, and they've done so much to make this happen. So, Kyle, how are you feeling about what basically could be the new era of our tag team division?
It feels good because, let's be honest here, though. Not only did the Thomas Dynasty lose here, but it resets a lot of stuff with our tag team divisions. I mean, everybody was fighting so hard to get to this opportunity to take them on, and now that Bear Arms has the title shots, it's kind of a reset, a fresh start for everybody else. So, I mean, tag team matches to come now have a whole new meaning of trying to take their, the next step up that ladder.
Well, we're talking about resets here. Let's look at the rest of our card tonight, because, of course, there will be a slight reset after this when it comes to the upcoming move. But let's talk about this next matchup, Kyle. This is, of course, ending a trilogy that came out of nowhere.
Yes. We have Rhino Jeid versus Bill the Money Man Gates. I mean, I'm stoked for this. You got the Mosquito versus Lionel Jeid, both 1-on-1. Surprising win from Bill Gates for his first. And, Lionel Jeid being Lionel Jeid, enough's enough. Let me finish this off.
Yeah, and then Bill Gates said, I want a do-over, so that is how we have this matchup. And then Cal Wu, what could be the spark of a big rivalry afterwards, is a good one that comes up after.
For sure. So we got B.A.T. versus Matt versus Lunt versus Pinky, and a fatal four-way. Counts fall anywhere. This match is going to be crazy. B.A.T. needs this win. B.A.T. needs this more than anything. He needs this more than humans need air. He got to get a win here. And he has 3 different people he can pin to get the victory.
Yes, but he also has 3 different people he has to overcome to try to get that victory. Yeah. Then our next matchup after this is going to be our first steel cage match, and it's a tornado tag match off of that. The Smack Talkers taking on Anime Ted. Both these tag teams have had some very hot matches leading up to this point, and obviously Darcy picking up a big win last week for this to even come to a head. So this time we'll see who is going to come out on top, and I know the Smack Talkers are hoping they'll get their first win as a tag team. Then we have another big matchup right after that, Kyle.
The triple threat match. We have Glowrilla, Bobby Houston, and Mayo Menace all looking for resets for their drive too on whichever title they choose to go for. This is a good starting point for these 3 to really take that next step forward. And
then Kyle Wu, the women's division coming back again.
Yep, we got Molly Gloria versus Hatshepsut. These 2 have been bumping heads for a long time, and especially in last week's show where they had that triple threat match where Molly kind of sat back and played chess while the other 2 was beating on them and kind of picked up the victory. So this is kind of that grudge match rematch here.
Yeah, and then we have, of course, our PSWF men's title on the line. Thiccnotic versus Ben Neisen. Thiccnotic losing the title off of a cash-in where Ben Neisen, who didn't even cash in and wasn't even supposed to be in a title shot, picks it up. Now, can Thiccnotic win against Neisen to reclaim his title? And then we have a matchup that could end up being the last time we see our longest reigning champion holding the title, Kyle.
Yeah, we have Dr. Vertebreak versus the current longest reigning champion in the PSWF, X. I mean, I am stoked for this matchup, and I'm ready. And Dr. Ver, I mean, how many tries is it going to take to try to take that belt off of X? Because let's be honest, I mean, there's been no shot at all. Like, these championship matches versus X has been pretty quick and clean and very, very favored in on, you know, the side of X.
Yes, only one match was even close, and that was, of course, the ladder match. So that's not the case there. And then Kal Wu, we have a phenomenal match to end this show. The 9th match on this card. Talk about it.
All right, so it's a Samurai versus Hunter Frost. This thing has been brewing for a nice little minute over the last couple weeks, with the Samurai wanting his title back from Hunter Frost, and the Samurai, we've seen the Samurai come out of his box and be pissed, assault a referee. We've seen him just with extreme hate and disgust in his recent matches, and I feel like the Samurai is going to channel that into a calm rage and try and pull out the win tonight.
Well, we'll see if he is able to channel that into a calm rage, but let's get to the ending of the trilogy. You know, the Lionel Jeid versus Bill Gates matchup, something that, of course, came out of nowhere. Kal Wu, who do you think has an edge in this one?
Lionel Jeid has the edge, I'm not going to lie, but I got to stick with my boy, Bill.
Well, we'll see, of course, if he's able to do that, because this would be a big second win for Bill Gates if he is able to come out on top over Lionel Jeid. But, of course, the man that has risen here and, of course, seen some falls in PSWF, Lionel Jeid making his way to the ring right now. And Kyle, let's just talk about Lionel Jeid for a quick second. Not about the fact if he possibly loses this, what this means to him, but just in general. We have seen some highs and highs of Lionel Jeid, but we have seen a couple of lows from him as well. Where do you feel Lionel Jeid's strong suit is to bring him back to that high mark?
Oh, that's, I mean, like, that's what's so hard about this, because, like, as you said, the highest of highs for Lionel Jeid, it's fantastic, and I really like Lionel Jeid here. You know, I like him in this match, and I don't know, like, it's just a matter of finding that consistency with Lionel Jeid, though. That's the thing, is he needs to be able to string together these victories back to back, you know, winning one, losing one, or, you know, winning, losing. It just seems like there'd be a pattern. He needs to find this consistency to try to really push forward here, because, as I said, his highs is championship level highs. Like, his highs are really good.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, that is why he challenged for the OMG Championship from our OMG qualifiers. So he can have the potential to hold that title. But you're right. Since that match against the Samurai, he just has not been able to string a consistent number of wins together. But now we have Bill Gates coming to the ring, the Mosquito, the Money Man, whatever you want to call him. This is the guy that, of course, a lot of people just overlook back in the PSWF locker room, but came out with the shock win in a submission, and then got a second submission later on in a triple threat, making Kyle the Glorious Gloria tap. So Kal Wu, what do you think? Obviously, he's got to dig into his submission things, but what do you think he's got to do to try to get him back into a position to win this one?
Use that money. You know what I'm saying? He got everything. He got the best of everything that money can buy. He got the best cars. He got the best house. He got the best business. He got one of the flyest costumes we got. It's futuristic with all type of stuff. So let's see if he puts some more money into that. Got some tech to beef him up for this match so he can go ahead and take this victory with another submission.
This would be huge for Bill Gates, especially as we head into our hiatus, if he is able to somehow figure out a way to beat Lionel Jeid again. And of course, with this big packed crowd that we have here in Orlando, I think everyone would be jumping to their feet if Bill Gates somehow finds a way to win. But the bell has rung and we're getting things started, and oh, he goes after the lower body of Lionel Jeid, but after he goes for the strike, Lionel Jeid says, not about to have that happen, and just show it off the strength that he brings against Bill Gates. Kal Wu. Yeah,
for sure. Lionel Jeid, he's a very technical guy that shows a bit of power, and I know he's going to put everything on display here to beat, especially so he don't get embarrassed again and lose to Bill Gates, because that was his first loss was embarrassing, because that was Bill Gates' first win after just going weeks and weeks and weeks of taking losses. That everybody kind of laughed him off and was like, yeah, him versus Lionel Jeid, no way he's gonna win, but he actually did.
Yeah, it was exactly that. He became a point where Bill Gates is the most, I will say, the most overlooked wrestler that we have here in the PSWF locker room. And look at him with the big DDT planting Lionel Jeid into the mat. And he goes up high. Oh, and he lands on his stomach.
Jesus Christ.
And Bill Gates is feeling himself, Kyle.
He really is here. I mean, I don't know. He hasn't paid me enough to support him quite yet in this match, but hey, listen, if he wants to bring down some more money here, I'll be rooting for him the entire way.
Well, Bill Gates looked like he was trying to dig into that submission well, as we did talk about, but was a little bit too close. Got the rope break, and since then, Lionel Jeid is just showing off the strength and just really toying with him with that standing face drop there. And just again picking him from a deadlift position once again. This is the power that Lionel Jeid can bring to the table.
Sneaky power. I constantly see this from Lionel Jeid, and every time it's surprising how much strength he truly does have. What a reverse there! Do another DDT.
It looked like he did upgrade the suit.
He might have, because that knee, I don't know if those knees could have really been capable of landing off of that, but he's showing off. He's got a lot of skills and movements left in the book. And this is what he used to make Lionel Jeid tap.
He did.
This is the move. Is he going to tap? The ref is looking.
He was working those limbs. Oh, is he out?
Is Jeid out?
He looked out.
Oh, no, he is not out. It looks like Bill Gates just decided to let the hold go. Oh, but Lionel Jeid has been able to come out of it. Maybe Bill Gates got a little bit too confident off of that. Oh, and he turned it into a tornado tombstone, excuse me. Goes right for the pin. Will this be it? Will Lionel Jeid walk out with the victory?
Oh, no. Bill Gates barely kicked out. And now he arguing with the ref. Ref saying, shut up. Get out my face.
No. He should have counted faster than me, but you know what? This is to me, this is going to be all Lionel's now.
Ooh, with that face drop into the corner. And now the kicks to the chest from Lionel Jeid. Lionel Jeid is upset. It looks like he is like, why does everyone think... Why does everyone think Bill Gates is going to be able to withstand this? And he just cut him open with a fist strike.
There you go, Lionel.
And now it is time for Bill Gates to take the Jeid cutter. Drops him down to the mat. Goes for the pin. Are you right, Kalwoo? Yes, you are.
That's it. Like I said, this was Lionel Jeid's to win. I want Bill to win, but you know this is all Lionel Jeid's. I can't argue with the results.
Oh, Lionel Jeid's there. Yeah, Bill might have had a decent showing there, but in the end, as you said, we all knew who the true winner of this match was going to be, and Lionel Jeid, here he is, showing up, coming out on top.
Let's just, obviously we will get to, celebrating Lionel Jeid's victory because of course he is coming out victorious, but let's just talk a little bit about what Bill Gates showed there, because he showed off a little bit more than he has in past matches, right? The surprise submission came out of nowhere where he got the win over Lionel Jeid. And in that triple threat match, Pinky dominated the entire match, but Bill Gates comes out with the tap. Didn't have a greatest of showings, but this one, he actually showed off quite a bit, but of course just came out on the losing end, Kalwoo.
Yeah. Bill Gates countered a little bit more than what he usually does. Bill Gates showed some athleticism, showed a little bit of aggression, but it just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough. And Bill Gates is one of the superstars that I see that is learning from week to week and seeing where his weaknesses are and is trying to improve and make slight changes week to week. And that's one of the things that I love about watching Bill Gates wrestle.
Well, like they always say, you can't tell an old guy, you can't teach an old guy new tricks. Well, he's showing that is wrong. He is learning new tricks. Kyle?
And quickly, I was just gonna state, the way he works Williams and getting these fellow wrestlers in these submissions. Honestly, I know Kyle Wu supposedly is a submission artist, but let me tell you, Bill Gates is really showing that game that maybe he should be considered the top submission specialist here in the PSWF.
Well, maybe we'll see a match down the line of showing off the submission prowess, but we got to turn our attention to our fatal four-way falls count anywhere. Lunt versus Matt versus B.A.T versus Pinky. Kawu, you already said B.A.T really needs this win, but outside of B.A.T, who do you think also needs this win?
I think Pinky needs this win outside of B.A.T. for the simple fact that Pinky has pretty much been on the losing side of all his matches for the last few weeks. Tag teams, triple threats, solos. Pinky also needs a win here to kind of get that momentum built back up.
Well, of course, that is the thing that happens, of course, when you're in triple threats, just like he is in this situation. There is a chance you come out on the winning end, but you could come out on the losing end even if you aren't the one who gets pinned, and that's what happened to Pinky in our most recent showing of him. But now we're getting things started with Matt coming to the stage, who got a big win last week over B.A.T, which is where Matt got his first win. And Kyle, you talked about, of course, Matt maybe didn't have the chops to be here in PSWF because he's been so successful elsewhere, but not here in PSWF. Do you think that win could be the start of something, great for Matt going forward?
It's possible, but hey, I mean, it's one victory on somebody that hasn't won yet. Like, let's be honest here. Yeah, Matt, as we stated multiple times, great at a lot of things, but still with the PSWF, you beat a nobody right now.
Wow. All right.
I mean, am I wrong? No.
Hey, listen, it sounds like somebody lost a Matt in quite a few things, and it's projecting here.
Well, I'm gonna say Kyle is technically right. B.A.T has not gotten a win here in the PSWF, so that is low-hanging fruit if you're going to talk about matches and getting victories. But Kyle Wu, it seems like you give a little more credence to that match.
For sure, because the thing is they both were winless at that point, so that was his first win. So that mattered. That matters a lot. And Kyle is talking like Matt is a slouch. Every match Matt has been in, he's come close to winning. He's come so close to winning every single match. Tag, singles, doesn't matter. He's always come close. Always fell slightly short. So Matt is kind of learning, because like we've stated, Matt is good at everything else. He's good at baseball, basketball, bowling, archery. You know what I'm saying? He has a plethora of sports that he dominates, make people cry, men, women, and children. And he's going to eventually do that here in the PSWF. Mark my words.
I'm going to channel in the prophetic words of the great man of the Fast and Furious, Vin Diesel. Doesn't matter if you win by a mile or an inch. A win is a win. So coming close didn't matter until Matt finally got one. But B.A.T is looking for that. We have to give that shot towards B.A.T because he's shown some promise in his debut, but just has not found the answer yet. Kyle Wu, will he find that answer tonight?
I don't know, because I'm going to be honest. We haven't seen B.A.T improve in every match that he's been in. He's kind of been in that same zone where he kind of starts off strong and then gets dominated the rest of the match. And then the wins seem real easy. And all that dominance that he had early on, you forget about it quickly. It doesn't translate through the whole match. So we got to see if he got that endurance to be able to let that translate through the whole match.
Well, and I also think it's going to be troublesome for him when you're coming up against a former PSWF champion, as in Lunt. And Kyle Lunt, of course, comes back with a good victory last week. Now is in a fatal four-way. Where do you think his mentality is going to be, knowing that, of course, he has three other people who could potentially get a victory, even if it's not pinning him?
Probably a wake-up call. Let's be honest here. You're getting put into a match with nobodies right now. People that haven't won a whole lot. What? I'm sorry, but let's be honest here. This matchup, it's not, Thiccnotic has taken your spot at the top of trying to compete for that title. You're sitting down here with a one-win Matt, a no-win B.A.T, and a Pinky that has been on a losing streak. So that has to mentally say a lot where Lunt might be feeling right now. So if anybody needs a win here too, it may be Lunt. But I'm sorry, honestly, going against Pinky for one, that's gonna be hard to do.
All right, I gotta be here in the middle and pump the brakes a little bit on the Pinky slander that's been going on. Pinky obviously has had some impressive wins here in the PSWF. Yes, may have lost when it comes to the tag titles, but the last time the Animal Kingdom showed up, they did get a victory. They did have a win, so yes, they have not been getting Pinky, of course, lost in a triple threat, but let's not make it sound like Pinky is forever falling into the bottom there, Calwood and Kyle.
A loss is a loss, as you stated. Did you not quote Vin Diesel? Like, make up your mind, Dark.
All right, I'm just saying though, Pinky lost one match recently.
Look, and Pinky's last 4 showings, he have 1 win.
Yes, all right. That is technically true. That is technically true.
So he's a loser.
I have
no
comment off of that. So it looks like things are getting started. And B.A.T. goes right after Pinky. Holy crap! That punch lifted Pinky off the ground.
B.A.T.
That's what I like to see, B.A.T. That's what I like to see. Get that frustration and the anger out.
Definitely.
Well, we got Pinky and B.A.T. inside the ring. B.A.T. put in some work on Pinky, but Lunt going right after Matt, who again just got his first victory, and now Lunt's trying to say, look, man, I don't care if you have a victory, I'm going to put some things in place, but B.A.T. goes for the pin and only gets a 1 count.
Yeah, it looked like Lunt slid in and was like, oh no, I'm not going to let this match end this quick. B.A.T. choking Pinky and slamming his head on the ground like, this dude is pissed. Like, man, he's angry. And Lunt is out there making it work. You said,
I like the side of B.A.T. I like the side of B.A.T. I like this frustration and this anger coming from him. Pinky showboating a little bit. Oh, here comes Matt.
Ooh, throwing Lunt into the side of the mat, and a big splash from B.A.T. goes for the pin again, but only gets a 1. B.A.T. is really trying to get a quick victory here because he knows, as you guys said, the longer this match goes on, the higher his chances of losing do go up.
Most definitely, because he always comes out strong just like this, and then once the match turns, you forget about the dominance he had earlier on. It doesn't even matter anymore at that point. But he's just laying waste to Pinky. And like, it's interesting seeing Lunt and B.A.T. pretty much having full control of this match from their opponents that they done took off to the side.
Yeah, and it is also interesting to kind of see the dynamics that are going on here, as you said, the control that's going on. But Lunt taking advantage of the false count anywhere aspect, sticking outside the ring as he works down onto Matt, because he could just go for a pin out there and the others have to come outside the ring. But oh, Pinky with the big elbow drop, and he wins.
He only hit him with 3 moves.
That elbow is deadly. The full body weight of sitting on the opponent into the big elbow, that nobody withstands that from Pinky. And just like that, I'd be watching out, B.A.T., for a letter in the mail soon, because
he only got hit 3 times. He only got hit 3 good times the whole match. B.A.T., I don't know what's going on here. Like, man, like, is he not getting any sleep? Is he slacking on his training? What is going on? B.A.T. needs to go back to the gym, go back to the drawing board, because that was, like, I don't try and talk bad about anybody, but that was pathetic. I gotta just say it. That was pathetic.
Well, I will say, though, Pinky is a 7-foot, 400-pound feline, kind of crushing on your chest. Maybe B.A.T. wasn't expecting that much to come down onto his chest from that elbow drop.
Most competitors so far that has had Pinky crush your chest has not been able to come out on top from there. And, you know, Pinky, like I said, anytime Pinky has come out with victories, it's crushing the opponent's chest and very unexpected. And a lot of people probably don't expect it, as you stated.
Yeah, so
for sure.
we'll hopefully, of course, see what goes on from the hiatus. Maybe B.A.T will come back stronger, better, in a better position again. This break could be exactly what he needs when it comes to a reset. But I do got to say, though, I feel for Lunt. Lunt was doing so much domination outside the ring, really in control of Matt outside there. And I don't think Lunt expected that ending. Like, none of us expected it, Calwu.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. The thing is everybody went in with a plan of some sort. Lunt had his target. B.A.T had his target, apparently. But you know what they say? Everybody has a plan until you get hit in the mouth. Yeah.
And, of course, Pinky is the one coming out on top.
And quickly, I mean, if Lunt wants to come, from the bottom here and work his way up, you need to pay attention. You know you're in a 4-way match here. You need to pay attention. Don't be tunnel vision. Pay attention to what's going on, because just like that, as you stated, Pinky was able to end it. If he's paying attention, he can see that.
Exactly. We did talk about, of course, the fatal 4-way means you got to have eyes on the back of your head to make sure that you aren't the one coming out with a loss, even though you weren't the one pinned. Lunt, unfortunately, was one of those people. But credit to Pinky for such a dominant performance there after, again, getting some work put on him. So we'll see what that means for Pinky in the weeks moving forward. But now we got to turn to our first steel cage match in a tornado tag event. Kyle, Smack Talkers versus Anime Ted. How are you feeling about, one, this matchup, but two, the fact that we have our steel cage, because both tag partners have to leave the cage to get a win?
Yeah, exactly. I am absolutely ready for this matchup, because, let's be honest, even before the Smack Talkers formed together, this has been brewing. Kyle and Goku with the Rumble and the crazy singles matchup, and then from there partnering with Dar and 25th Bam and Goku getting involved. It's just been brewing throughout from the start of the PSWF, and it to come to a cage now and a tornado tag, and this is showing you how much this has brewed, and we're doing this. We're finishing this off here.
Yeah, and so, of course, we're going to be seeing things get here underway very shortly. But now it's time for the Smack Talkers to enter the ring. And there's the cage hanging over the ring that will come down. And both of, again, these tag partners have to leave for them to come out victorious. So, Kyle Wu, this is a different match than we have seen here in the PSWF completely. How do you feel a tag team should approach this? Because going out too early, if one of you get out too early, there is a chance you now turn it into a 2v1 match inside the ring.
Definitely. The tactic is to just beat both of your opponents down and get out. But one of the things that we've seen in objective-based matches is that Anime Ted always has their eyes on the objective. So we just got to see if they're going to be the ones that kind of go out early and turn it into a 2-on-1 where they can beat the bloody mess out of the one and then leave out together, or they're going to properly work it and then come out together after, beating the Smack Talkers, or the Smack Talkers might do it the other way around. It's to be seen. I don't know.
Yeah, and that is kind of what the big thing that you said is that you almost need to be in sync with your partner here, because that could very well put you into a terrible spot afterwards. Kyle, how much do you think the singles wins that the Smack Talkers have been winning over these last few weeks can translate into this matchup?
Oh, I think it could be fantastic here in this matchup, because now you don't really have to focus on necessarily the tag aspect of it. You're going one-on-one with one of the other opponents. You don't have to worry about, you have your partner here. So you could focus on whoever's ahead of you as they do their own thing. So they could very much take what they've, their accomplishments and their victories and their momentum from the singles into this matchup.
That is a good point to have. I'm really excited for this because, of course, this is something that, again, we have not seen here in the PSWF. Both of the tag partners ready to get things going. And Kyle with a good double hit. And it looks like they're both trying to team up onto 25th Bam, but Darcy goes after Ngoku, and Ngoku getting a little bit of a hand here. This is interesting. Kyle, I don't know what he was doing there, but now, he gets a DDT. And the first one to try to make the climb is Mgoku. You talked about if you're going to go early, you could leave your teammate into a bad position, but Darcy quickly able to find it out and just drops him down into the ground.
Yeah, Tom actually told the ref to open the door. That's what was going on. He was trying to get that early step out there.
Ooh, that could have been the case. Kyle Wu, excuse me. What are you thinking so far of this matchup, seeing the dynamic and, of course, what these tag teams are choosing to do with the stipulation on the line?
I feel like Mgoku is going about this the wrong way. He started too early, but like I told you, Anime Ted works really hard at keeping their eyes on a prize. Both of them do. So this is interesting seeing them do this and go about this way. And it looked like the 25th BAM is out of there just about. Or he's trying. And Kyle the Glorious Gloria is going up there after him.
Is Kyle going to be able to bring him back in?
Oh!
And the 25th BAM is trying to get out again. He knocked Kyle off. And Kyle really just trying to work on it. And Mgoku and Darcy are just going at each other here inside the ring. And Mgoku, with a big knee strike off of that.
Huge strike. Kyle getting 25th BAM back into the ring here.
25th BAM was so close to getting out and really just continuing to try to get out of there. And the two are just going at it.
The 25th BAM is like slamming Kyle's head up against the cage. And then it looked like the 25th BAM is going back up, but Goku is just putting in work against Darcy, posing.
I almost would just let BAM leave at this point to just turn your attention to Mgoku at this.
Yeah, and it looks like they're in the way.
It looks like Kyle might be deciding to do that.
Yeah, the 25th BAM looked like he's out of there.
Yeah, the 25th BAM has already made his way out of there, and it is now a 2-on-1 against Mgoku. That could be disastrous for Anime Ted.
Sure.
Yeah, it looked like, as you said, Kyle decided to just let him go. Now he's going to take out Goku, and here comes Darcy climbing up now. Kyle looks like he's getting ready to set something up on Mgoku.
Yeah, Mgoku wanted to try to go and stop Darcy, but Kyle quickly just grabs Mgoku and then drops his face onto the side, and Darcy just trying to get himself out there. And now Kyle... what an impressive move from the side of the ring there.
450 splash. Now it looks like Kyle is on his way out. Could this be it? Could this be it? It looks like 25th BAM is talking to Goku, telling him to get up.
My God. Kyle is trying to find the footing. And look at BAM is saying, Goku, get up. And Kyle's trying to make his way out. And Goku tried to stop him. He's right there. And he hits him.
Just barely.
And he's but Kyle kicks him off and goes right back to it. And
Goku's getting right back up.
Get it.
Oh my God, this is so close.
He got him just barely.
Just barely. In time.
Yep, and Goku got him. He's going to get him down.
This could be disastrous if Kyle falls from here.
For sure. If Goku pulls him all the way down, but he eases him onto the rope. And then he tries to go out himself. Like, what are you doing? He's still there on the rope. Goku, what are you doing?
Do it again.
A second one, and now he drops, and then Kyle is trying to make his way up. And Goku is down.
Fatal error. Fatal error. Why would you let him stay on the rope? Why would you let him stay on the rope?
And Goku's getting up.
But he's
is
back
he
up
going to be
again.
able to get there in time to stop him?
Oh, yeah, he's getting there plenty of time. Plenty of time. This is crazy.
Again! He kicks him off.
But
that could be good.
Resilient, man. This guy will not stay down.
That's what Mgoku does. That's what Mgoku does, though. The resilience from him.
Right, just barely.
So close. So
Is he gonna pull him off?
Let's see if he make the same mistake of letting him hang on to the rope after you pull him down.
What is gonna happen here? Is Goku gonna try to climb now?
Oh, this
What are you, what
yeah,
are
he
you
is.
doing?
He does it again!
Anime Ted deserves to lose this match. I don't know what Goku is doing. This guy is the epitome of not learning your lesson. Not learning your lesson.
Kyle Wu has turned a leaf here on the commentating table and has joined Kyle on the dark side. Going at
I am proud of you, Kawu. I am
He's
proud of
literally
you,
done it.
Kawu.
Like, he's literally done it like 4 times already. Like, bro, what are you doing? But the thing is, this guy is still getting up in time. It's crazy. Like, how, like, don't let Kyle kick you. Grab him, grab his leg, get him down. There you go. Come on, learn something here, guy. And don't let him sit on the rope this
does,
time.
though. He always finds a way to come back up.
And then he does it again. He does it again.
He
him
is
open.
determined. This is what Goku is all about. He tries to fight on equal footing, but it sometimes doesn't prove to be the way to go about it. And look, Bam is trying to get the crowd into it. He's like, get Goku up.
This is fighting on stupid footing. This not equal. This is dumb footing. What are you doing, Goku? Get up there! Get up there! Why are you just?
I think he's concussed. I think he's concussed.
Oh my God!
Do something! Talk to the ref! Do something!
Smack Talkers!
Get the cage open! My God!
The Smack Talkers come out with the win!
I think so many hits to the head. I think we need to check Goku for a concussion. Because let's be honest, I don't think he knew where he was.
He looked utterly confused where he was, but the crowd looks like they loved it. Look at it. They loved that matchup. They loved what happened there. Kawu, how much did you love what you just saw?
That was actually kind of annoying. Because it's like, bro, you literally did the same thing. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. You could have, Goku could have put that away by slamming Kyle's head against that cage and then climbing himself. But instead, he chose to put him down, and it's like, oh, he looks like he's out of it. Let me climb.
You know, I will say though, let's be honest here though, the beginning of the match, like Kyle letting 25th Bam leave early to make it that, 2-on-1 matchup to give Dar the advantage to climb over first. And because like Kyle, let's be honest, speaking with him and everything else, he knows he has Goku's number. He knows he's no issue for him. And as we could tell, he just concussed him, what I'm assuming. And yet again, comes out over the top, taking a victory, a tag team victory for the Smack Talkers. So now, with the new champs here, what's this going to do for them?
It could very well be the new bringing of the Smack Talkers into the conversation of a title contention. But let's give credit where the credit was due, because we talked about the strategy, the game plan, needing to know and be on the same page as a tag team. And the Smack Talkers showed they were on the same page. They let the 25th Bam get out, as you did say, and then they went to work the 2v1 aspect onto Goku, trying to put him down. Now, Goku was resilient, really tried to break that up, but of course just could not do it, just could not come out on top. And now the Smack Talkers come out with a big win in our first Tornado Tag Steel Cage match. I mean, that's got to be exciting.
That was crazy. Like, oh my goodness. Goku, 25th Bam got to take that boy back to the drawing board, because Goku definitely didn't use his head. Well, technically, no, because Kyle the Glorious Gloria used his head for him against the steel cage.
Well, we'll see, of
ridiculous.
course. We'll see, of course, what that means here going forward. But let's get to our triple threat match that's coming up right now. Mayo, Menace, Bobby Houston, Glowrilla. All 3 of these guys with a lot of momentum coming into the PSWF with differing results from here. So, Cal Wu, who do you feel like has the favorites when it comes to this matchup?
For me, it's Glowrilla. Glowrilla always does a lot of craziness with his strikes, especially when he mounts you and kind of bashes the side of your head and slams you. you know, once he gets that going, he's a hard act to follow.
Well, we have Bobby Houston, of course, coming to the ring first. Kyle, you've talked with Bobby Houston all throughout this. Of course, he's started off with a number of losses, but came out with a big win, of course, in the tag match. And then has had some really impressive results with the tag team Bullseye, just obviously hasn't came out with a victory yet from that tag team. So how is Bobby Houston feeling heading into this match?
Feeling pretty good, I would say. I don't get why the crowd's booing him right now. There's no reason for it. I mean, Bobby Houston is a very light guy here, and I think needs a lot more respect here. But, you know, this is going to be a tough matchup for him, but Bobby's coming out fresh, coming out, you know, feeling anew, especially, you know, knowing we're going on to a little hiatus here. He knows this is a moment to really change things up before we head to our break.
Well, the person that, of course, is hoping that can get a reinvigoration, a renewal, restart is Mayo Menace as he comes to the ring. Obviously, our Bills in the briefcase winner goes to cash in, cannot get that victory. And now, of course, is having to work his way back up toward the title contention. Kyle Wu, how do you feel about Mayo's chances?
Mayo has a good chance. Mayo is pretty intelligent with how he approaches the matches. But one of the things that he always does is kind of his downfall is he doesn't finish people off quick enough. He'll have somebody down and kind of play with them. And the only way he's going to overcome this and come out with the victory is if he's aggressive from the start like he always is, but also be aggressive to end it and not just dealing out damage.
Well, I know a person that, of course, everyone is excited to see is right here. This man, Glowrilla, the dancing machine here, and you just cannot get down when you see him come to the ring. He just brings the funk and he brings the noise. Kyle, do you think Glowrilla, you know, with the things that are going on, similarly to what Pinky just had, one win in his last 3 matches, or I shouldn't say one win in his last 2 matches, I should say. Does he pull out a victory here?
I mean, it's very possible, but I like the other two's momentum here a little bit more. And honestly, nobody else is sick of this. Is it just kind of getting enough? I'm kind of getting a little too distracted here with all the bling and everything else. I mean, I think we're kind of getting over this whole dancing thing. I don't know. Like,
no, the crowd is into that, Kyle. What are you talking about? They were cheering.
I don't know,
great
Kyle.
But yet they were booing Bobby Houston for no reason. I don't understand it.
Kyle, you might need to get a little bit of Cheerios in your milk in the morning, because that brings a lot of cheer to the crowd. And we get things going here with Bobby Houston going right after Mayo Menace, and Glowrilla just kind of sitting back and deciding to watch how things go.
I hate Cheerios. I'm just gonna let you know that now.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you really like the Negatos.
No, I like corn. Okay, I like corn.
Hey, you know what? I'll give you that, because that has the juice, like Mayo Menace is bringing with that slam right there.
Oh yeah,
huge slam there. And Mayo, look at that, putting all the knobs onto these 2 competitors. It's amazing. This is what I like about Bobby Houston. But yeah, again, here's Mayo. Mayo with a lot of hidden strength too. I love watching Mayo wrestle as well.
Yes, Mayo always does pull out the pure power, always.
Mayo Menace may be a menace on there, but he is smooth like butter when it comes to how he wrestles inside the ring with those slams. But Glowrilla with a good reversal here, just pulling in some work there, showing off his strength against Mayo Menace, and now the big kicks. And that's something that Glowrilla, of course, brings to the table, is when he kicks you in the head, you're going to feel it.
Most definitely. Them overhand gorilla slaps, man.
Ooh, Bobby Houston with a big turnaround, getting some strikes back onto Glowrilla and keeping Glowrilla towards the ropes. And even some kicks of his own with these strikes. Woo. That is something that we haven't really seen from Bobby for a little while, Kyle.
Yeah, Bobby, like I said, he knows what this means. And good neck breaker there. Ooh, he knows what this means and how much he can, reset things here. He knows this is a big match for him.
Ooh, but Mayo Menace catching Bobby and just dropping him onto his face, and now Mayo Menace is feeling it. Kyle Wu, do you think Mayo Menace is putting the things together that could put him into a position for victory here?
I say it's too early to say that. He's doing a good job of putting those things in motion, but he hasn't quite executed yet. And Glowrilla stops, in that freaking bridge belly to back suplex. And Glowrilla is man, aggressive.
That was a nasty German suplex there from Glowrilla, but Mayo Menace, obviously Glowrilla's attention on Bobby Houston, catching him and just throwing him back. Again, the strength on display from Mayo Menace, and now going towards the arms, really trying to work against the funk of Glowrilla.
You know what I really like about Mayo? Is either you like him or you hate him. Like, there's no in between people. It's always, you know, with Mayo, you like it or you don't. And that's what I really like about Mayo. A true neutral competitor here in the PSWF.
That is, of course, something that Mayo Menace does bring to the table, but Bobby Houston clear in the ring, and now we're outside as this match unfolds out in front of the crowd. Ooh, with a big stomp onto the chest and then just walking across there from Glowrilla. Ooh. Bobby Houston seems to have an issue with Glowrilla because he is just really putting some vicious work there, Kawu.
For sure, for sure. And you kind of hear the crowd jeering a little bit, like they're not sure if they like it or if they don't. Like, they like the action, but they ain't sure if they like Bobby Houston so much. But the action is going crazy.
There you go, Bobby. They need to cheer him. Look at what this guy brings to the ring. What's there not to like? I mean, just dominating this matchup right now. Personally, to me, Bobby has been all over this.
Bobby has had a strong showing, but right as you say that, Mayo catches him, and then now the strikes onto Bobby Houston from Mayo and Glowrilla. Oh, with a big backbreaker there across the knee from Mayo, and now Mayo seems to be in control of things, just throwing Glowrilla over onto the side of the mat, and Bobby Houston is struggling to get up with a big reversal from Glowrilla.
Man, yeah, this match is going crazy. They kind of going back and forth. But Bobby Houston with the reverse neck breaker on a Glowrilla. That's like the second time he's hit him with that. Look like he probably going to be working the neck as he mount him for the punches.
Ooh, some vicious punches there.
Take out the big one. Take out Glowrilla and then go at each other. There you go, Bobby. Taking the opportunity as Mayo is distracted.
Yeah, and as Calwu said, Bobby Houston really seems to be working the head of each of these competitors. Oh, but Mayo getting Bobby back into the ring. Oh, but an RKO out of nowhere!
Out of nowhere!
There you go.
But Glowrilla's right there to break it up. Oh!
Yeah, Glowrilla said
that
not
could have been it.
Oh, spine buster.
Deep spine buster there. That planted it. Oh, and Bobby is saying, sizing him up. Oh, and it's another one!
That's it. That is it.
Oh, Glowrilla with the resiliency. Glowrilla with the resiliency.
Oh, what a transpiring of events right there. Oh, a disrespectful slap from Glowrilla.
Oh, to a bridge spin. Oh man.
That was quite the combo from Glowrilla there. Oh, and a big German suplex into a nasty clothesline from Mayo Menace, and he goes for the pin. Oh, but it's a rope break.
Look at Bobby over there feeling it, just knowing. Pointing at these two because he knows.
Right into another pin, and it's another rope break.
Another rope break. Come on, Mayo, what are you doing?
What an event sequence there. Oh, but Glowrilla.
The quick reversal.
These competitors do not want to lose. They're pulling out everything to come out with a victory.
There go that technical wrestling.
Yeah, Bobby down to the side. Oh, with the drive-by knee slam there from Glowrilla to the side of Mayo's head. What is he doing? Is he going to go for a pin? Or? Oh, no. Here's the bridge you were talking about. Oh, but Bobby Houston able to break it up. Oh, and he goes right for a pin. But Bobby is right there to break it up again.
He said, "Get out my face, Bobby. You're ruining everything." As he picks him up, throws him right into the turnbuckle, face first.
Yeah, you said, "Get out my face," and he just dropped him right on his face. But a good reversal from Bobby Houston. Some big strikes and a nice undercut there. Kyle, Bobby is in prime position to kind of come out with the victory if he could just put the pieces together.
Yeah, he's looking strong. Like I said, I think he's looked the cleanest and the strongest out, in this entire matchup so far. Always taunting a little bit. But yeah, Mayo and Glowrilla has put on, some, offense here. But overall, though, Bobby has felt in control of this matchup. And as I stated earlier, it's because he knows what this means for him here in PSWF.
A big neck breaker there from Bobby Houston, really putting in the work. Glowrilla slow to get to his feet, and now he's back in the ring. And Bobby with the big strikes again. Oh, and it's an RKO again! It's an RKO. He goes right for the pin. Mayo is down. Is this it?
That's it. That's it. Bobby finally pulled out a big win, a big solo win. That's huge for Bobby.
Wow, what a match. That was in definite consideration for match of the night.
Definitely.
You mess with the bull, you get the horns. That's what Bobby always says. And he brought it. They tried to mess with the bull, and they both got the horns. Dominant match for Bobby Houston, and he's ready to reset himself here. What a showing.
What a showing indeed for Bobby Houston there. Heading into our hiatus, that is a big win, I will say, Kawu.
Definitely. That was definitely a big win for Bobby. He needed that. Bobby hasn't had a solo win. That's his first solo win. And he needed that. He really needed that.
Correction, that was his second solo win. He did get a win over Matt in recent weeks back there. But it is still a big win indeed. But we got to turn things towards our next matchup, and it is the return of the women's division. Molly Gloria against Hatshepsut. Molly Gloria with the big win in that triple threat last week, getting the pin over X, our actual champion right now. So, Kyle Wu, how do you feel that momentum could be brought into this singles competition against Hat?
Well, once you have that confidence that you can pull off the win, especially against a champion, that's pretty much half the battle at that point. You have all that confidence and respect and trust in yourself to overcome anything.
Well, we will see, of course, if that is going to be the case for Molly here in this matchup. And it sounds like things are ready for the entrances. So we are getting it down to the ring, and Molly Gloria coming in first. Kyle, you have been a big fan, of course, of Molly Gloria over the course of the recent weeks, and her getting now that big win last week in the triple threat. Just how do you feel for her momentum that she will be able to translate that into this win, and then, of course, carry that into a win coming out of our hiatus?
Oh, this could be all the momentum, especially because you pin the champion, and then if you come out here and pin, X, just look at her. She's fantastic. But, if you pin X and then you pin Hat and take this victory, that should skyrocket you towards, being next in line no matter who wins this later on tonight.
Well, that is the thing that Molly has not been able to contend for the title, but someone that was Hatshepsut, who won in 2 triple threat matches to get her way into the title contention, but came just one belt buckle short of coming out with a victory, and then hadn't been able to put enough together to get a rematch against X. So, Kyle Wu, where do you see this potentially being the start of her climb for the next title shot?
Oh yeah, so I feel like if Hatshepsut win this gets her one step closer to getting another chance at that title match. She almost won the last time. We just got to see how this plays out, because it'll definitely put her in the runnings.
Well, now we have things getting underway. The bell has rung, and now it's time to see what these two can do, because again, as both of you said, this could be huge for their potential at a shot for the title. And Molly with the disrespectful foot stomps there to get things going, and now working the back of Hat.
Going straight for the ropes. And she even tells her, get up.
Sizing her up.
Get up, I got something for you.
Oof.
Ooh, a nasty double leg drop onto the face of Hat. Goes for the pin, only gets a 1 count.
Good drop kick there off the top ropes. Right now, look at those stomps to the face. I like what Molly's bringing out here tonight.
Yeah, and Hat with a good catch there on the leg of Molly, and now trying to get some things going for herself and going right after the hand of Molly. Some foot stomps onto those fingers. Oh, and into a big splash off of that. Kyle Wu, what kind of momentum does Hat need to get things going here for herself in this match?
Once she starts showing a display of power, that's when the match is kind of turned in her favor. She hasn't shown any display of power quite yet, but she got that was a little bit of display of power. But she's going for this pin, which is definitely premature. I don't think Molly will give her a 2 count. So I stand corrected. A 2 count off of that.
That was a 2 count off of that. Maybe Molly just knew that she had enough to kick out the 3, decided to take the extra second to recharge, and she gets some nasty strikes there. A big slap across the face, and then just throws Hat outside the ring.
You stand corrected quite a bit, Kyle. It's all right.
That's all right. That is quite all right. I don't mind being standard corrected. That's better than drinking haterade.
There you go.
All right. Well, Molly with a good head toss there. And now, some nasty foot stomps to the chest of Hat, and Hat is hurting off of that.
She being very aggressive in this match. That's what Molly needed to do. She needed to be aggressive.
Going for the back stomps onto her chest, and Hat with a good reversal there. The ref telling them that they need to get into the ring, stops his count for a second, and here is that showing of strength that you were talking about, Kyle Wu, just squatting Molly and then dropping her with her legs, hitting those steel steps. That cannot feel good, Kyle.
No, that cannot, but, 5 count, though. Hat, though, getting in, telling Molly to get back in the ring. I don't know if you want to do that. You had the momentum out there. I would have, wasted a little bit more time, but she's got her.
But this is something that we have seen from Hat week in and week out, Kyle Wu. She really likes to try to make sure that all her victories come from inside the ring. Inside
the ring. She don't want the cheap victory of a count out. She wants to put her power on full display and show you that, hey, I dominated you here and I dominated you there, and this time I'm going to beat you. But that double backflip, we've seen Molly do this night in and night out, and she goes to the top to try and end it.
And she connects and goes right into the pin. Will this put Hat away?
And it does. We've seen her string victories together off of that combination. She does the double backflip knee, the front flip knee, and then go to the top and get the glorious twist. And that's how she ended. That's her combo. That's her go-to combo for the victory.
Kyle, this has to be huge for Molly. A win over X in a triple threat, and now a win over Hat. The only one that she still has to get a win over is Dr. Vertebreak coming up later on in the matchup, but she's got to be feeling good after this.
Oh, it has to. All the momentum is on her side right now, and I love to see it, especially coming in, from out of our break. In the future, what's next? I mean, like you said, you pin the champion, then you beat Hat, and now it's just a matter of where do you take this afterwards? I mean, this has to get her in that contention.
Well, of course, we are going to see what this means for Molly moving forward. But again, going into our hiatus, 2 straight victories, a big one last week, and now, of course, another big one here at the pay-per-view. So she's definitely moving up when it comes to the rankings here in the women's division. So congratulations to Molly, Gloria. But let's look at our later matchup, our main event here coming up later on. It's going to be the OMG Championship with Hunter Frost versus the Samurai. These two have not liked each other for a long time, and the Samurai had some comments on what he would describe is his feelings towards this matchup, and we're going to hear from him just now.
When I first entered the PSWF, my soul was still, my mind was calm. When you go to battle, you go knowing that when you clash swords, there's going to be a winner or a loser. The difference between the samurai is they do not let winning or losing dictate how they perform. Since these last few weeks of disrespect We are no longer calm. We are enraged. And to hate means to allow someone to control you. So I do not hate Hunter Frost. But whatever is right below hate is what I feel for this man. They say that a beast is only the hunter until he becomes prey. I have been hunted. I have hunted. And I will tell you now, there is one that I prefer over the other. So I need to see you again and to get it back in the same color as my new sword, in blood. I will see you.
Correction. Some big words from Samurai there heading into our main event. And of course, the disappearing act that goes on from that afterwards. Kyle Wu, how excited are you for that match later on in the show?
We have seen the Samurai turn to the dark side. I wonder how this is going to translate into the ring. This disappearing act, is that a statement telling us that he's going to run away with this to victory and then, disappear into this hiatus and make sure that he don't get another chance? I don't know. We got to see.
Well, we will see, of course, again later on in the show, but now it's time to turn our attention to the PSWF Championship on the line. Thiccnotic trying to reclaim his title over Neisen, and it's time for Thiccnotic to make his way to the ring. Kyle, Thiccnotic is our only champion who has held the belt in 2 different opportunities. Will Thiccnotic be the first to reach 3?
That is very hard to say here. I mean, you're going against somebody that has currently a ton of momentum backing him, and out of nowhere, let's be like, the cash-in failure from Mayo, and gaining that title, and since then he's just run away. I mean, he was on already quite the momentum ride to that point, but getting that title when unexpectedly and then continuing this after, it's going to be a tall task for Thiccnotic to take on the Iceman. But if anybody can, again, like you said, he has held the belt twice, so he does know what it takes to regain a belt. But we'll have to see here.
And we know that defending a title can always be very difficult. So Kyle Wu, what is Neisen going to need to do to try to keep this title away from Thiccnotic? Because he's been able to claim this title not just once, but twice.
Well, from what we seen the last time these two had a match, Neisen was pretty much the top dog that whole match. As long as Neisen comes with that same aggression that he went from that match, he's going to be the guy that's going to retain his title, and that's who I'm going to put my money on. I'm going to say 20-1 odds, Neisen being the favor. That's where my money is. I'm going with the guaranteed bucks.
Well, it looks like, of course, we have the opportunity to see if Neisen continues to hold the reign heading into our hiatus. And as you said, Kyle, Neisen was on a huge run when he claimed this title, but in his last showing did come out with a loss. So what does he need to do to bounce back and shake that to come out victorious tonight?
Just kind of mentally just reset yourself. He knows what it takes to win here, and it's just a matter of regaining that thought process and just kind of letting that be what it is, and just know you are the champion. You have all the advantages right now.
Well, we are fighting for the PSWF Championship, so let's get to the announcers down in the ring.
The challenger from Bangkok, Thailand, weighing in at 242 pounds. Wang! And introducing the champion from Illinois, weighing in at 235 pounds, he is the World Champion, Ben the Iceman.
We are about to see the title being defended here in Orlando, Florida. And I cannot wait to see what goes on with this because, you know, the main event obviously has two of the best wrestlers on the roster, but the other two that I would say really up there in that stratosphere, excuse me, is these two. And Kalwu are, you know, let's just see how things get going right away. The match has started. Neisen getting the advantage and going with this backbreaker right after it.
But like I said, he starts off with that aggression. If he gets it, this is going to be his match to win. And he said he already started with the strikes, but it looked like Thiccnotic got him with the little dragon screw takedown with the elbow to the forehead. Ooh. He's showing that aggression right back.
Yeah, this is, of course, why Thiccnotic has been the champion twice and is trying to look to get a third one. And, ooh, with the disrespectful suck it there. Oh, and even dodging the kick. But Neisen with the good reversal right afterwards. And now he's going towards the top. Will he be able to connect? Oh, and he's telling Thiccnotic, get up. Get up. I got you. I got an answer for you. Oh, with the big clothesline off the top of the ropes, and he goes right for the pin. Is this going to be it? No, it's a one count, but Kyle, this has to be looking good for Neisen early on.
Yeah, getting that, you know, the momentum back into his favor currently with the big move off the top ropes here. Now working at these limbs. It's looking really well, but Thiccnotic spun out of the way, but just still not enough. And Iceman with the strikes.
Ooh, Thiccnotic finally able to get out of those strikes from Neisen. And now, with a big drop kick, just putting him outside the ring. And, ooh, I thought he was doing a splash off of that, but he decided, oh, he must have did something to his ankle because after he landed, he was bent down and kind of looked like he was holding it. And Neisen got just enough room to drop him on the back of his head.
Yeah, it did look like he tweaked his ankle a little bit. He did instantly kind of bend down and grab his ankle afterwards. Let's see how that affects him this match.
Yeah, we'll have to.
And Neisen, right now, you got it. You know, Thiccnotic has to remember throwing him outside of the ring. This is in Neisen's favor here.
Yes, the champion's advantage always in play when you're outside the ring. So we'll see, as you did say, how this goes unfolding. And so far, Neisen doesn't seem to have any urgency of trying to get back into the ring. Ooh. Running into each other. Oh, but Neisen finally decides, get in the ring. If I'm going to win this, I want to try to win this in the ring fair and square. Oh, but Neisen sizing him up. Oh, and he tries to connect. And he does. Thiccnotic tried to get up. And he did a 450 splash. Goes for the pin. Oh, but only a 2 count. That was really close, Kalwu.
I thought it was over right there. I thought that was it. Because I didn't think he was going to hit that. He actually calculated the roll and made up for it and actually still splashed him on his back. That was crazy.
But it shows why these two are champions, right? Thiccnotic, the former champion, Neisen, the current champion. They will leave everything they can out inside this ring to walk home with the gold. Oh, and Neisen is sizing Thiccnotic up. Will he be able to connect? He jumps, and he does, and he busts him open! And he goes for the pin! Is this it?
Told you, every time he comes out strong, Ben Neisen is gonna win. And when he goes to that apron and re-enters the ring from that apron, he does not lose.
Kyle, tell me what you're thinking after you saw that, because that was 0 to 100 from the beginning to the end. Thiccnotic and Neisen throwing everything at this and such fast and furious momentum.
Yeah, and again, like you said, they knew what they had to go at each other, but you know, Neisen just had a little bit more, was able to connect with some of those big moves. You know, the elbow off the top rope, the flip, crazy flip off the ropes, and then the big elbow, cocking him cold, breaking him open for that finish.
Yeah, you hear it in his music. He just shattered the glass there and busted him open off of that move. And Neisen with the successful title defense, bouncing back off of that loss. Kalwu, this has to be feeling good for Neisen as we head into our break.
For sure. Especially when you're a guy that wins the title technically on a mistake, with Mayo Menace turning in the bills in a briefcase and turning a one-on-one match into a triple threat title match. And then you win by pinning Thiccnotic, who actually is the champ. You win by pinning him. Then you come back out here and defend it once more against Thiccnotic, which should, knock Thiccnotic out of the race at this point, knock him down the ladder some. So he don't have to worry about Thiccnotic for a nice little minute.
Yeah, we'll see, of course, what this means for the power rankings and the hierarchy of who gets a shot towards the PSWF championship. But congratulations to Neisen. Now let's look at our women's division. And this is a match that, it's round 2 essentially when it comes to title matches. Dr. Vertebreak versus X. X, our longest reigning champion, holding this belt since our very first episode. Will this be the time that she finally drops it, Kyle?
Honestly, as of right now, I would have to say no. It's too hard to go against X at this point, because anytime that a title defense has been put in front of her, she's cleanly and easily has beaten her opponent. So, honestly, as of right now, all odds are in X's favor.
Kalwu, how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with the hater for once. X, just like he said, X has won every title contention match. X hasn't lost many matches at all. She hasn't lost any one-on-one matches. Every match that she's lost has been some type of extra match, triple threat, tag match. All her solo matches have all been victories. And with that being the thing, with this just being a straight one-on-one match, I don't see her losing.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm sitting in this chair, I'm going to tell you it's hard to continue to have the reign of not losing. The Samurai feels it firsthand, who's coming up in our main event. So I'm going to call it right now. I think Dr. Vertebreak walks out here with her hand held high as the new women's championship. And we are going to be getting things here going very shortly. And I cannot be more excited for this matchup because, of course, that implications. Will X hold the title all the way into our hiatus? That would be quite the impressive feat. But the person trying to make sure that doesn't happen is the one entering right now, Dr. Vertebreak. And this is one that, of course, on paper, very similar to X. Submission specialist, has some strength, shows off the moves, just cannot put it together when it seems like X is across the ring. So Kalwu, I'm going to ask you, even though you said you think that X is going to come out victorious, what does Dr. Vertebreak need to bring to the table tonight to make sure she is the one who comes out victorious?
You got to not let X get in her bag. Because the thing is in the women's division, X is the most balanced wrestler out of everybody. Hat has the power. Molly has the high flying. Vertebrae has her submissions. And we have seen X do all three. X has done each one across the board, and she's done all of them to perfection. So she got to just keep her one-dimensional, and just don't let her go into her bag of tricks. As long as she stops her from doing that, Vertebrae can win for sure.
Well, Kyle, we have seen X have to defend this title a number of times. This is just the latest number on her historic run here in the PSWF. But each time we've talked about it, when you're the champion, the A game gets brought against you, so you have to always bring your A game. Kyle, how does X make sure that she brings her A game yet again here into the pay-per-view?
Yeah, I know we've talked about bringing the A game, especially against the champion, but let's be honest. If you want the definition of A game, X is it right now. X has been the A game. This is what everybody strives to be, and X has continued to do this from the beginning of the PSWF.
Yes, from our first episode, claiming it in that ladder match, and has shown that it was not a fluke, that she was not handed this victory. She has proved every step of the way that she was the one to hold this title. But now it's the time to show yet again, can you keep that title? That is the belt right there that these two are fighting for, and we are going to be getting it down to the announcer inside the ring.
Introducing the challenger from the Red Light District, Dr. Buster. And introducing the champion from Detroit, Michigan, she's the Women's World Champion, the X Factor.
It is time here in Orlando to see the belt be handed off and get defended. This is part 2 of our 3 straight title defenses, and it is time now for X to be on the table. Will X walk out as the longest reigning champion into our break, never dropping the title, or will Dr. Vertebreak finally bring it to an end? The bell has rung, and we're getting things started, and X locks up right away and goes right into a neck breaker onto Dr. Vertebreak, picking up where she left off with after her last showing in the recent pay-per-view, not in the triple threat, Kawu.
Yeah, for sure. That last pay-per-view was crazy between her and Hatshepsut. It came down to the wire, but you know what I'm saying, it was the intelligence, it was the overall game, the risk taking that, you know, gave her that victory in this match, and she's gonna pretty much do the same thing. As we can see, you see she's on top of it. Vertebreak is allowing this match to, you know, she's soaking in a match, and X is like, I don't need to soak it in. I'm here. I've done this, and I'm gonna put it away.
And she goes for the pin, but does not get a 1 count. X maybe thought she did a little bit more damage than she did to Dr. Vertebreak, but continues to put the work in onto Dr. Vertebreak. Dr. Vertebreak not having any sort of momentum here to start things off, Kyle.
No, and as I said before, this is kind of what, when it comes to the title contention, you know, the title matches with, she got the knees up there. Maybe this could be the turnaround, but most of the matches for the title, it has been this way where X just kind of dominated and finished it off pretty quickly.
Oh, but Dr. Vertebreak sensed that reversal there, putting some work, with a big kick to the side of X's head, and now goes off the ropes with the drop there, and what she do now? With another leg drop.
Yeah, she hit her with the double leg drops, and I look like she going into a twerk her arms, twerking both arms, just wrenching.
Yeah, and she locked that other arm behind her leg. It dodged X's clothesline there. But X able to do a reversal and try to get some momentum then for herself and get it back into her favor, and goes right back to the well with that neck breaker off of that, and goes in for a pin. But then decides it's too early. No, she decides, no, I'm gonna go for the pin. But Dr. Vertebreak able to kick out.
I don't know what X was thinking with that. She was like, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm not gonna do it. I changed my mind. I'm gonna do it again. Definitely mind games. Good call. Definitely mind games. But Vertebreak with the counter.
And then X with the counter right back. This is why these two women continue to be towards the top of our division. They're just both on the same page, both equally impressive, but X just continues to have the edge. Going to the top of the ropes again, and this time she's telling Dr. Vertebreak to get up. And will she connect? She caught the cross-body splash. Goes right into a pin off of it. Is this going to be it? No. Dr. Vertebreak kicks out at 2.
A lot of damage being taken on Dr. Vert. You're gonna have to watch this because X, she, slowly setting Dr. Vert up for that submission.
Yeah, and she went for the submission there, but Dr. Vertebreak with the good kick there and the big side slam. Now she goes for a pin of her own. Getting a 2 count off of that. That was a little surprising that she was able to get a 2 count off of that, Kawu.
Yeah, for sure. Because X hasn't taken that much damage, but X looks like she's just playing possum, setting her up for that counter, taking her legs, but Vertebreak counters back and then hits her. And puts her in a submission hold.
But she's too close to the ropes, and X with the rope break there.
Yeah.
A little too excited there, I think, not realizing where she was.
Definitely.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like maybe Dr. Vertebreak thought she was a little bit further away from the ropes with that move, and X with the good reversal and the big slam onto the back, and now she's got it into the X Factor.
Oh, see, this is what we was talking about. She set her up for this. X is, like I said, X has pretty much done everything. She's gone to the ropes. She's striked. She's done some technical things. She's done some power things. Now she's doing submissions. This is X going into her bag. That's what I'm saying. When she's in her bag, she's hard to beat.
And that's exactly what happened. X with the victory.
Yeah.
Another huge victory, huge title defense for X, and going in to our mini hiatus as still your PSWF Women's Champion. What a streak. What a run for X so far. And who is going to be the person to take X down?
Yeah, that is exactly right. She has had such an impressive run. That's what it does come down to. The question is, who is going to be the one to dethrone her? Right now, no one has been able to do it. And where does that lead X? Do we see new women come into the division? Do we see Molly potentially get that spot? Or does, from the time off, does Dr. Vertebreak bring herself back into contention and do it? Is it Hatshepsut? There are so many things that could really unfold from this, Kawu.
Most definitely. But the only thing that we don't know is, regardless of what happens, as of right now, X is at the top and she's going to be there until her next title match.
X is at the top of this entire locker room. Again, the longest reigning champion has never dropped the title from our first episode, and that is quite the feat. But now we need to turn our attention to the main event. We heard words from the Samurai earlier. Now it's time to see if he can put it together here against Hunter Frost in the middle of this ring. Kyle, how excited are you for this matchup?
I am stoked for this matchup because, again, these are two competitors that always bring it their all in the ring here. And I'm curious on this new take that with the Samurai talking about, not quite hate, to whatever term he's looking for, this big dislike, and, a little bit more than dislike, but not, to the point you hate somebody, but it's fueling there. I mean, some of the strikes and everything else that's been put on by the Samurai, and then, Hunter Frost being Hunter Frost with his own striking and moveset that he has going for him. This could be an all-out brawl here, and I'm excited to see that.
And Kawu, will the Samurai reclaim his title tonight?
The only way I'm going to see the Samurai reclaiming his title is if he goes to his bag and sets everything up how he normally sets it up. Get him to the corner, drive those knees into his chest, seppuku. If we see both of those, it's Samurai's match to win, easy.
Well, we'll see if that is going to be the case, and Kawu even threw out the easy term there, so everyone make sure you pay attention to that. But now we have the announcer getting things underway, and we will be seeing our wrestlers come to the ring, and we are looking at, again, the OMG Championship on the line, but the Samurai coming to enter first. Kawu, how surprised were you by the words that the Samurai used in his latest thing, as he said, getting into this matchup?
I'm not surprised at all. Even though the Samurai normally is cool, calm, and collected, we've seen the Samurai snap and lose it and attack the ref. And just off that, you clearly start seeing the Samurai kind of slowly but surely go down this dark path of, like he said, it's not hate, but it's just below it. We can say disdain, we can say disgust, we can say he wants his presence to disappear. However you want to, whatever pretty words you want to paint to it, I'm gonna say it's pretty much downright hate.
Well, we'll see, of course, what that means for the Samurai in this matchup. But Kyle, you've been watching, of course, the Samurai as it's been week to week and seeing all these things go on. How confident are you that the Samurai can put things together here in this matchup?
With how slow he comes out to this ring and how quickly he gets started afterwards, he goes from this long, draining, take a nap situation of getting out here to this ring, into just out of nowhere striking somebody just like that. Like the switch he has, it's insane. But the competitor that is in front of him right now is a tall task right now, and just is riding high right now. He is your current champion, and Hunter Frost has looked fantastic. But yeah, again, these two, you don't know what's going to happen with these two. There's a lot of disdain, as Kyle would say, between these two right now. That anything can happen. Anything can happen right now.
Yeah, the animosity between the two is at an all-time high, I think, definitely after what transpired last week. The Samurai does not have to worry about that ref potentially impacting this match, but will this ref impact this match? That is always the hard question to ask, because we don't know with this guy being a new one. But of course, Hunter Frost, whether it was a smooth victory, whether it was a bad victory, a win is a win. Coming off of another win last week, has to be feeling great heading into this match, Kawu.
Yeah, for sure. The momentum is all on his side. He's a champion. He won that match fair and square. It was a crazy, wild match. Set up by that super kick up from the Samurai coming off the top ropes. Then he had another match, and he bested the Samurai again. And it's like Hunter Frost it seems like he has the Samurai's number here.
He has the mojo on his side. You can just see the confidence that he's showing off as he comes to the ring with the coveted OMG Championship on his waist. And let's just talk, we've made mention of it before, Kyle, but let's just talk about Hunter Frost's rise, and how impressed have you been to see this happen?
Extremely impressed by Hunter Frost's rise so far here in the PSWF. Even if he didn't get, the start he wanted to, but Hunter Frost is, the person to look at for anybody in this locker room that hasn't been able to, get things going right away. Like, look at Bobby Houston's, start so far in this big win that he just had earlier tonight. Hunter Frost is an example that somebody like Bobby Houston and the others can take and eventually get to this point as well.
Well, now we have the match getting ready to go underway. Let's listen to the announcers.
From New York, weighing in at 266 pounds, the Samurai. And introducing the champion from Anaheim, California, weighing in at 206 pounds, he is the Internet Champion, Hunter Frost.
Hunter Frost taking a look at this belt, knowing that this could be the last time he's holding it tonight, as he hands it over to the ref, and we are about to get things going here in Orlando, Florida. Once again, this is our main event, everybody. I hope you have been excited and loving this show, so make sure you're keeping it going here in the chat for us for this upcoming matchup. And look at the confidence as well as the focus to get things going. And the Samurai goes right for a kick, doesn't connect, it goes for a grab, but Hunter Frost with the reversal with the neck breaker right after it, Kalu.
Yeah. Hit him with that reverse. He instantly goes to the rope. That's pretty much how he's been beating the Samurai, is making quick bounces to that rope and landed on him. And he keep doing that this match. This is his match to win.
These two have been against each other so much that, as you can tell, Hunter Frost knows what to expect here, being ready for that kick right away, and a huge move off the top rope there.
Goes for the pin right after it and gets a 2 count this early into the matchup. Ooh, that is not looking good for the Samurai, but as always, anything can happen when you have the Samurai in the matchup. We've seen things turn around very quickly, but Hunter Frost tosses him outside the ring and goes to follow him right after.
Most definitely. Taking it out there. Look like he's going to hit him with some type of, look like a little figure four leg lock, but like a little figure four, I got a leg jerk, I guess, because he didn't lock it in, but it looked like he was going to put it in. And the Samurai gets up, and with that running front kick right in the mouth.
Yeah, that looked like he was trying to give him some payback after the kick that happened at our TLC pay-per-view, and the combo's going off after that. But Hunter Frost with the good reversal, and when you thought the Samurai had things going, Hunter Frost turns things right back around in his favor, and now the Samurai with the reversal.
The strikes there from the Samurai, and then Hunter Frost trying to bring in a strike there back at him, but looks like these two are trying to reset and get back into the ring here.
Ooh, and that was interesting for that to happen because, again, the champion's advantage is on Hunter Frost's side, so I'm surprised the Samurai just got back into the ring.
Definitely. I'm surprised Hunter got back in the ring. Hunter could have just stayed outside and chilled.
Yes, but it looks like Hunter Frost wants to get the victory, wants to have this title defense, his first title defense, as a clean victory, and so he didn't want that count out to be the one that makes it so that he retains the title. But Hunter Frost picking right back up where he just left off, and ooh, what a vicious slam there. I literally pulling the Samurai from the ground and just the momentum swinging him back down.
Ooh.
I think it's that hatred between these two that is fueling them. That Hunter wanted to dish more damage out.
Most definitely. It looked like the Samurai leg is hurt, man. He grabbed his leg like, and he busted open.
The RKO busted him open. Oh, but the Samurai reverses it, and now he has him in the corner.
Yeah, if he drops him down, we'll see the. Yep, here we go. Are we gonna see the knees?
The Samurai
is just chilling. What are you doing, bro?
The Samurai is sizing him up. Oh, he kicks him in the face as he tries to come off.
Toying with Hunter Frost here.
Oh, and he puts him in a submission hold. Is that
right into a headlock. It looks like it is a triangle headlock, just using the arm to kind of go against him. Oh, but the Hunter Frost able to turn things right back around into his favor. Oh, and maybe he thought that he had enough momentum to throw the Samurai outside the ring. That looked to be a little mistake, but it's not anything that seems to have distracted him because he gets him right into the corner with some knees to the chest. Oh, and the Samurai with the turnaround. Oh, and then he misses a grab.
Lift on a grab. That could be for sure costly. He got the counter back and then whiffed on a grab. That could for sure be costly.
Hunter showing strikes of his own here against the Samurai. Are we going to see that jerk again? Yes, we are. We know that, the Samurai loves to, strike with those knees, and this is good play by Hunter Frost. You mess the legs up a little bit so you weaken those kicks.
Yeah, definitely. And with the backflip again off the top of the ropes. Oh, the Samurai with a good kick to the face. With the big arm strike afterwards, and now the Samurai starting to finally find his footing into this matchup. This could be what he needs to get things going back in his favor.
Most definitely. You see he's working on the body and the face of Hunter Frost. And also, if he do the little scoop knees across the ring where he kind of constantly knees him in the face, that's another thing he needs to make sure he pulls out in this match that we haven't seen in quite some time either.
That is true. He has not used that in quite a while. And is this going to be what he sets up? Oh, with the big fist off of the ropes there. And now he's finally putting some things together. And Kyle, this could be what Samurai needs to really come out victorious, but we got to watch out for the seppuku at any moment now.
Yeah, it's, the Samurai, as you said, here's toying with, the strikes here and there, toying with the arms a little bit, weakening Hunter Frost up some more here. As you said, though, working that body and setting him up to the point where he can get that out anytime.
Now, definitely have to watch out for this because, of course, this is something that... Oh, with a big kick to the face. As I was saying, I was going to say this is a moment that Hunter Frost could be using to turn things around. He goes for the pin, and that's it.
And he beats him with that kick. Wow. I was not expecting him to win with that boot.
Beating the Samurai with his own, ideas of striking with the boot and the kicks and stuff like that, with just big boot to the Samurai and being able to KO him out and getting that 3 count to retain that OMG championship.
Mm-hmm. Hey, look, I said it. If the Samurai pulls out his special moves, the seppuku, the knees in the corner. He didn't pull out not one once again, and he loses every time he does it.
Champion.
What a change there. And that big kick to the face. Now, we've talked about Lunt having some vicious strikes. We've talked about the Samurai having some vicious strikes. I think we gotta have to start talking about the Hunter Frost with those, because he nearly kicked the head off of Hunter or the Samurai at our TLC pay-per-view, and he almost just did it right there as well.
For sure. He definitely almost kicked him to Kingdom Come in that last pay-per-view, and then he did a little jumping, flying boot, knocked his teeth down his throat, and then pinned him. It was wild.
Yeah, those strikes there. Again, you could see that, you know, the pain that, you know, each competitor wanted to dish out at each other. But again, Hunter Frost, you know, coming out on top, has the Samurai's number. So we're gonna have to see now who from earlier tonight, you know, is gonna take that next step to try to go after this title for, you know, take it from Hunter Frost.
Yeah, we will have to see, but well, of course, that'll be after our hiatus. So again, as a reminder, we will be off for a few weeks as I am moving. So that means, of course, taking a small little break, but we will be back with more PSWF action after that. But guys, that is the pay-per-view. So Kawu, I'm going to start with you. What was your match of the night?
My match of the night is probably going to have to be that triple threat match, because Bobby Houston, you know, strung it together. He did a good job of stringing that match together for sure. And this is like the first time we've seen Bobby Houston be dominant from start to finish in a match.
Kyle, how about yourself?
I was, you know, I would have to say, you know, I was kind of agreeing there. That was a really good match. I mean, honestly, there's so many good matches tonight. That was a fun match. The cage match was a fun match. That, you know, there was quite a bit here that, you know, last match was a good match. But my favorite match, I would have to say tonight, is finally we get to see the true heels, the true cheaters here in the PSWF finally fall for, you know, karma finally got to them and they finally lost. Thankfully, the Thomas Dynasty has fallen. It's wonderful to see that cheaters got what they, you know, what was coming for them.
Well, both of those matchups were really good ones, and of course, that was our title change here on the card tonight. But I'm gonna actually go with the PSWF Championship match, because while that match was short, it was action non-stop from beginning to end. Thiccnotic and Ben Neisen do everything in their power to try to come out with a victory, and Ben Neisen, in his first defense, comes out with a successful defense. But again, that is our show, guys. So before we send everybody off into our hiatus, Kyle, I will start with you. What do you want to say to our listeners and viewers?
Tonight was awesome. Thank you both for being here. You know, it was amazing. Again, as I always say, thank you for all of you for being here. I mean, you know, it's a lot of fun doing this, and I really enjoy it, and I can't wait to continue this from our break. Thank you all. Thank you, Darcy, Kawu. Yeah, but I love this. This is wonderful. This is wonderful.
All right, and Kawu, how about yourself, man?
Yeah, like Kyle Gloria said, you know, I enjoy doing this with you guys. Did we have another great pay-per-view? This is great, especially with that cage match. It's our first time seeing a cage match, which was amazing. Yeah, just everybody just continue to support the PSWF. This thing is going to get better and better. Just want to see how big this thing gets.
Awesome. And we will, of course, be coming back in October. So the first week of October will be the return of PSWF. So be on the lookout for that. And we might have some special things coming in October as well. So also be on the lookout for that. But everybody, if you want to be staying tuned here to PSWF, you got to make sure you like this video, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, and as always, keep the adrenaline going.